Hey there, this is Kristen Mullen. I'm a therapist in the North Valley in Phoenix, Arizona, and this is how to find the right counselor match for your kiddo. I created a tool for you. This is your step-by-step on how to find the right counselor for your kid, and I thought I'd create a video here to just go over how this works. Let's see. Okay, here's your tool, finding your child's counselor. So we get this question a lot. Hey, who's a good counselor? Do you have a referral for me? The truth is that I might know a lot of great counselors, but the number one thing that needs to happen is that person needs to connect with your child. And I might know somebody who's a great person and wonderful at their job, but if they don't connect with your kid, you're going not very far, not very fast. So I know that our instinct is to look for the best. And, in the medical world, that makes sense. If you have a particular type of medical condition and you want somebody who day in and day out deals with that particular medical condition, and you want to make sure that you have the best treatment possible, the most knowledgeable possible person, then, if they're kind of dry and they don't have the best bedside manner, you might not care so much because they know what they're doing. Well, in the therapy world, I'm not saying that it's not good to you do need to know what you're doing, but the number one most important factor is that your child connects with the person, that your child feels comfortable with them. So really, your child needs to be a part of this decision-making process, and I have a strategy for you on how to do that. So this tool right here kind of explains that part. They need to be somebody who matches your needs and connects with your child. And matching your needs includes, if you need to use insurance, that they take insurance, that they are in around in your location. So the right counselor for you will not increase financial distress. Now, I don't take insurance myself, so I totally understand when people say, they just can't, they can't do it, they can't work with me. And I completely understand that because, a lot of the time we need to use insurance. So you really want to be mindful about that because you might like somebody who doesn't take insurance, but if your child ends up needing weekly sessions and that is going to create additional stress for you, you really want to be thinking about that. The person also needs to be an easy drive. It's such a bummer when you find a great counselor and your child's connected with them, but it becomes a burden for you because driving all that way out there and all the time that it takes to cuts out of your day, and that you'll tend to start resisting, the sessions, or you'll, maybe space them apart further apart when maybe that's not the best thing for your child's treatment, and it's mostly because of this burden of driving. So try to pick somebody in your area best you can. Even though you feel really motivated at first, and I'm going to drive anywhere and I can make it happen, 9 months down the road, you might not feel that so motivated anymore. So keep that into consideration when you're picking somebody else out. And then I can't say it enough times. This person needs to connect with your child. If your child doesn't connect with somebody, don't make your kid keep going to that person. If they think they're weird or they don't really want to talk to them or they're not really looking forward to seeing them, don't make them keep going. Then you really, this is something a lot of people don't really think about, is you really want somebody who will give you a low cost opportunity to reject them. So what I mean by that is you need to be able to give your child the opportunity to meet with the person for just 30 minutes. Don't lock them in for an hour. For just 30 minutes so that they can get a feel for, sometimes it's as simple as just the color of the room. And if the color of the room bothers the child, they're not going to connect with the person. person, no matter who they are. It's goofy. Sometimes for little ones, it's just what toys they have. Whatever it is that helps them connect to the person doesn't matter. It matters that they do connect. And if they don't connect or they're not comfortable in that space, then this is going to end up being a bunch of money down the drain. So you really want to be mindful of that. So the best way to go about that is, ask for a consultation. Now, this is a tricky suggestion because if you're using insurance for a counselor, a lot of insurances aren't really on board with the consultation idea, even though it really is your best strategy. So you might have to pay out of pocket. Some counselors have a phone conference. Maybe you could do a Zoom meeting in our social distancing era here. And it's just that the child gets a chance to talk to or visit with that counselor before they're locked into a full assessment. So, if a counselor is not willing to be flexible, not willing to figure out a way to do a little short 30-minute consultation and is requiring that you absolutely have to do a full assessment, that is not the counselor for you. So here's your 4 steps. So how the heck do I do that? Okay, great, Kristen. I have to find somebody near me that is not a burden for driving, that is, not going to create a burden financially if my child, for whatever reason in the future ends up needing counseling weekly, and that they connect with my child and wow, it seems like a lot of ask, how the heck am I going to find somebody like that? And that actually takes clients and that I can get my kid in, right? I completely understand. So here's your strategy. Looking down on this tool, this is the next page. So these are your 4 steps. Step 1, go to psychologytoday.com. And I'm not getting any kind of kickback for this link. This is not an affiliated link. But go to psychologytoday.com and do the Find the Therapist tool. Many, 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 many therapists that have opened private practices or are part of practices and that have openings in their caseload are listed on Psychology Today. If they can take their listing off of there if they're not accepting clients anymore. So really a grand majority of the time, the people who are on Psychology Today are people who are taking clients for the most part. Then what you're going to do is you're going to refine that search. Let Psychology Today do the hard work of narrowing down your scope. So refine the search by location. That's the very first thing you have to enter in. So maybe your zip code, I'm not sure, you might be able to do 2 different zip codes if you have 2 zip codes that are sort of near you. Then you can also refine your search. You'll want to refine your search by age. And that is the age of the client, because a lot of therapists will only work with teens or only work with adults or only work with, so you want to refine it by age. Then you also want to go to that insurance. If you need to use insurance, go ahead and go that and click on that, and that'll list only the people who are in your area working with kids that are your kids' age and that take your insurance. Okay, easy, couple clicks and you're already on your way, right? That narrows your scope to a short list of people. Now it's time to get your kid. So what you're going to do is grab your kiddo, sit them in front of the computer, scroll through these listings, let them read about it. On Psychology Today, for the most part, most people put up their own posting on there. And so they write a little blurb about themselves. It's kind of nice to see. You look at the picture, you read what they've written about themselves, you get a little bit of a sense of who they are and their emphasis and, sort of how do they speak a little bit. And so let your child pick out their top 3, let's say. I mean, let's assume maybe one of those people are either booked out for 3 months or they're not taking clients or whatever. Let your child pick 3 of them and then say, thank you, child, and send them off on their way, and you get on the phone. And what you're going to do is you're going to call and you're going to ask for a consultation. And I give you the exact quote right here, a 30-minute consultation to see if we are the right fit. And they may say, oh, okay, but that's going to cost maybe $40, maybe $60, maybe $20, maybe it's free. I don't know. Sometimes phone calls are free, but office visits cost money. It just depends. And so then what you do is, and you could even ask your child, who's your favorite, who's your second favorite, who's your third favorite. And then what you're going to do is you're going to set up an appointment for that 30-minute consultation. And it's not an assessment. I would be surprised if they even have you fill out consultation or consents. I mean, the consents, all the paperwork, that you fill out at your doctor's office. They might, I don't know. But then it's not a full-blown $250 or whatever $100 assessment that you're getting into here, and you're just spending 30 minutes and you're telling kiddo that you are not trapped in this room. If you want to leave, you just let me know and we leave whenever you want to leave. And this is basically for you to approve of this person, and say if you feel comfortable with them or not. So they're sort of in this position where they get to be the judge, they get to decide if they like this person or not, and that's empowering to your child. That's great. So that's your real keys, to give your child the opportunity to meet this person and provide their approval. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, kids have a pretty good instinct for these things. And 9 times out of 10, just based on the picture and what they've written, once they get into the room, the counselor's probably a really wonderful, nice person, and they'll like something about them. And I would be surprised if you even have to go to 2 consultations or even 3 consultations. Feel free though to, send me any questions if you are troubleshooting questions if you would like. My website's at the bottom of this page. And I want to make one more note on this. Please, 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 please don't wait to connect your child with a counselor. Honestly, I think we all should connect our children with counselors like we connect them with doctors, so that they always know they have this person that's out there that they can ask to go see at any time. Just because your child may not be struggling, your child may be doing just fine, it's still okay to connect them with a counselor, have them know the room and the person, and just know that they have this person that they can go to if they ever need to. And also, please, 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 if your child, even if you feel that it's for attention, please get your child help if they are saying anything about hurting themselves or others. And I have a couple of resources here at the bottom of the page for that. Take care, you all. Stay safe and stay healthy.